Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Ender Maurice here. In today's video, I just wanted to say that this is going to be a little long video, so I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay I put up on the screen. It's me playing Five Nights at Freddy's. But I wanted to talk about how like a lot of stuff happened because of one small little thing. Now, I'm not gonna get too into detail about this, but I wanted to talk about like how so many things happened because of one little thing, like drama wise. I wanted to talk about how like every single time, like I wanted to basically I wanted to talk about my like old community and how it wasn't really the best. Now, it's crazy because this is coming from the person who made the community, so it's genuinely bad when the person who made this community is saying it's bad. And I'm talking about like my old community. Now, currently, I don't really talk to anyone from there, only about like 2 people, and that's about it because they're cool. I don't know what it is. I guess you could say basically not everyone in the community hates me, but pretty much most of them do. And I know, and I'll admit, I talk a lot of stuff. I talk a lot of stuff. I talk a lot of mess, a lot of trash, especially about people. I'll admit that, and I'll stand behind everything I said. Because if I talk smack behind a person's back, I'm gonna make sure to tell it to your face, or like I'm just gonna make sure, it's obvious. I'm talking mess behind your back, like without sugarcoating it. Like basically, if someone else were to snitch on me and be like, "Oh yeah, he was talking mess behind your back," literally, I would not care because again, I stand on that. And most of the time, it won't even be me talking mess. It would just be me pretty much saying how I feel about a certain person without telling them straight up, because then that's when stuff happens. But I don't know, looking back at my community, I realized that it probably was best if I never told them I was depressed and like going through stuff. Because here's the thing, despite my community, like my old community, being very, bad, excuse me, I burped. I can't really say like they didn't help me, because they did, but they only helped me to a certain extent, to where they kept me around and to where like I wouldn't, try to, like off myself in Minecraft. But I don't know, like but like I can't really say they didn't help me at all, because again, they did, just but it wasn't like to the point where they helped me like I changed my ways, I changed how I view things, stuff like that. Because the only person that changed the way I view things and made me think there's somewhat hope was my 2 bros, Winter and Cash, because they gave me like real deep advice, and we would have a lot of talks and a lot of late serious talks. And I know, and me and Winter, we had a friendship breakup around 2022, so I was like around 13 14. He was with his ex at the time, and that's when we had a falling out. And then me and Yeet stopped being friends because of that. And I'm not gonna sit up here and lie, I did say a lot of stuff about Winter. And from my point of view, from what my community is telling me, they were saying like, he was saying stuff about me, or he was doing this and that. And since I was, depressed and stuff like that, I would take it to heart. And I'm not gonna lie, I did hold grudges and I had a lot of hatred in my heart. And a person I used to be with also would tell me things about what he said about me. And I don't know, it just seemed like they kind of took advantage of my, I guess messed up mindset, because I guess since they knew I wasn't really in the right mindset, they knew I was just gonna be, you know, I was gonna, like, I guess hate him pretty much, But because again, I can't say they didn't help me. They helped me to a certain extent, to where I just wouldn't, like, not be here anymore. But I don't know. I didn't. It kind of felt like something was missing with me and Winter had a friendship breakup, and I don't know. And the reason why I felt like something was missing was because no one really stayed up like as late as I did, and no one didn't really understand where I was coming from. A lot of people probably, a lot of people. I don't know. I guess you could say a lot of people expect me to, like, get over this shit, but, like, that's just not how it works. And on top of that, since this is the internet, motherfuckers would be like, oh, well, just block them, move on. And that's the thing. It's like, I tried that before. I tried blocking people many, many times, but you'd be surprised with the people I run into. They're genuinely dedicated to, like, wanting to get your attention, wanting to talk to you, or just wanting to, make your mindset worse, And I don't know. It was bad, honestly. It was pretty bad. It was a lot of like the only reason why drama happened was because I was with somebody. And it was mainly because, like, since I was with somebody and it was, like, publicly known, a lot of people, like, that's when shit went down. And since a lot of people knew I wasn't in the mindset and I was depressed, that's when, shit went down too. And it's like, damn, shit. So, I don't know. Trying to think what else to say. Looking back at everything, it's crazy to think that I was getting played the whole time. I was a fool for believing in, those lies that weren't even true, just for them to get debunked so easily. And and honestly regret putting those allegations I put on Winter, because I don't know, it was just late one night, me and you were talking, and we went based off our memories from what Winter told us, and he had allegations on him. That's how it started. But he pretty much proved that he's in the clear, that his name is cleared out. But till this day, like, there's some people that drag it. And but, like, here's the thing, since like they couldn't really, since they failed, like, dragging, the allegations he has that aren't even true, by the way, like, they're dead ass cleared because he proved himself right. They're now putting allegations on me, saying all this, bull crap, bunch of nonsense. It's a lie. Me and Winter ignore it, and me and Winter agreed that once we're adults, we're honestly just gonna get the fuck up out of here and just get away from these people forever. We're just pretend like we died. Pretend like we just never existed at all in your guys' minds. Like, real shit. I'm not even joking when I say that. Just pretend we never met or nothing. Just just forget about everything we had. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are already forgetting now because, I mean, they don't really give a fuck. Because people don't really give a fuck about what you're going through unless it's them who's going through something. Because as long as people are at peace, nobody really cares. But yeah, once me and Winter are 18, we're getting out of here. Like, we're done. Like, we're done with this shit. But that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys enjoy. If you are new, like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy Ender Maurice, and I'm out. Peace.